Now, if women are putting you in the friend zone or seeing you as a platonic kind of guy, here's the thing. What's missing is this raw sexual energy. Your raw sexual energy is hidden and she can't feel that sexual energy. So she can feel, okay, this guy is polite, he's caring, he's considerate, he's thoughtful, he's, a good person to be around. But I don't feel his sexual energy. I don't feel like there's a dominant, strong man underneath. There's no fire underneath because that fire, that raw, that dominant energy is under layers and layers of shame, embarrassment, making mistakes that I might look foolish. So it's hidden under so many things. That's why his voice might be a little bit meekish. So they tend to be very agreeable. And they're not just agreeable in their words, but they're also agreeable in their energy, because I don't want to say anything. I don't want her to be upset. I don't want to get rejected. So when you're on a date, one of the things I noticed with guys, and I've been out with the guys a few times recently, is the guys will be good, polite, do all the stuff, have a good conversation. Sometimes the conversation can lack depth, but what you'll notice in the conversation is in their voice tone, there's not enough certainty. There's not enough like oomph in their voice tone. It's more like, yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, I like those two things as well. So they're quite soft in that one. So there's no like the raw man that will save her. There's not that raw man that will be, okay, there's a threat. He will deal with it. She doesn't feel like he would have the capacity to deal with it. Another thing I noticed was the guys, they were very much in the passive, the feminine kind of role. So you have high feminine energy when you're put into the friend zone. And when you're in the friend zone, the guy wouldn't call her out. He'd be too afraid to ask for his needs. Now, a really good practice that you can do. So for example, you can get the water for yourself. So instead of getting the water for yourself, why don't you ask someone? Say, hey, can you give me some water? Start getting people to do things for you, the things that you can do yourself. So it's a really great practice. I remember even Dr. Glover talking about this. He said, get your needs met. Even though you can do it yourself, learn that dominant energy of, being okay to ask for things, having things met. Because the problem is a lot of nice guys have the bias is way too much. I don't want to upset anybody. I don't want to request things. I don't want anybody to go over, bend over backwards for me. I don't want to be an inconvenience. That's an important one. So what I'll do is I'll do things a lot on my own. And what happens is that becomes, that creates a lot of passive energy. So there's not a dominant energy. Hey, can you pass me this? No, that's not good. I don't want that. So the capacity of even saying, no, that's not acceptable. No, I'm not having that. No, I'm walking away. Those are the energies that when you start emanating, you'll start to see that women will put you less in the friend zone. It's not that you will never be in the friend zone. Of course, even I still get in the friend zone. I even friend zone other women. So the real key takeaway here is that dominant energy, which is hidden a lot of under shame. Like I'm wrong. I will do something wrong. I'll get told off. It'll be a mistake. That is the energy that she's gonna feel. You have to be proud of your sexuality. You have to be proud of being a man. You have to be proud of, unapologetically knowing what you like, what you don't like. It doesn't mean you have to be an asshole and stubborn about it, but it has to be that when I stand firm in something that I believe in, I will stand in firm something, even though that I might get shamed, ridiculed. I have the courage to be disliked. This is so important. I have the courage that if people don't like me, I'm good. It's that I'm good with you, I'm good without you. So that dominant energy, dominant energy is sexual energy, life energy. She's got to be able to feel this. Now, how do we start building that? How you can start building that is by being okay with yourself. So understanding that there's a real dark side to you, there's a real light side to you. But practice slowly and gently. If you want to be gentle with it, yeah, I'd suggest you do, is that dominant energy. Can you pass me the water? Can you get a drink for me? You're on a date. Hey, come and sit here. Let's go this way. You are walking on the footpath or sidewalk, as you call it in the US. Just say, hey, walk on the inside. Stop here, wait for the lights, or whatever it is. You just want to have that commanding energy. And the intention behind it is not to be controlling. The intention is that you're considering protection, safety, its purposefulness. It serves us. So the whole point of this dominant energy is not to be controlling about it. Yes, we can use it in very much ways of being controlling when we don't have our needs met, when we're afraid, when we're fearful. That's when we start really becoming controlling. That's when I've been really controlling, is when I'm scared, I'm terrified. So, but this is not you're not using it with this intention. You're using as a highest purpose, that you're being protective, that you're being considerate, that you're being purposeful, that you're clued on, that you have situational awareness, and you understand yourself as well. So all of these things play a role. So remember, just slight instructions of do this, do this, do this, do this around your family, your kids, your friends, your dates. Just practice and don't go overboard with it. It's bringing temperance to this as well. So for example, I would go into the hotel or the restaurant or something like that, and I've got a date booked, and I'll say, hey, table for two. Usually the waiter or waitress will say, hey, follow me this way. I'll say, just a minute. I'll look around. If this table's available, I'll be like, I want to sit there. So that's a way of saying, I want to sit there. I'm paying for my meal. I want to enjoy my meal. I will sit there. So it's that constant energy of knowing what you want, going towards it, being persistent with it. That's what she wants to feel. There was some research done that men who are a little bit selfish, right? I know women say, I do want a kind man, of course. But instinctively, selfish men tend to do better in attraction, because there's a part of the selfishness that she knows instinctively through evolution psychology, that he will stand up, he will protect his resources, his means, our family. So there's a part of him that when there is resources that are available, he'd go out there, get the resources for himself and the family and for her. So there's a part of selfishness that's attractive unconsciously. So again, it's not being a jerk about it. Kindness is, again, you need to balance all of these energies, but there's a part of selfishness that is evolutionary, seductive, appealing, and attractive. So remember, just be dominant. And here's what I want you to do. Guys, if you got value out of this, make sure you like, make sure you even subscribe to the channel, and also comment. See you in the next one.